In this segment, we're going to look at the function Vlookup. V meaning vertical and lookup meaning look up in a list somewhere. So in this instance, I have a table of information on my right-hand side here. And what I want to do is I want to, first of all, create a range name. So I want to lock these cells so that when I create a formula and I reference this range of cells, they're locked. So as I copy the formula down here, and the formula is going to look up this item code over here and bring the appropriate description back. When I copy the formula down, I want it to always reference this range of cells. So I'm going to lock it and range name it to make it easier, and it's also easier as far as reading the formula is concerned. So I'm highlighting that data and I'm clicking up in this name box here, and I'm going to type in list. Now I can have up to 32 characters in length, no spaces, but I can use the underscore. And if I press enter, what I now have is my data sitting in there, and it's now showing as list. And if I click on any other worksheet and I want to quickly come back to that data, I can click the drop arrow in the name box and click list, and it brings me back quickly. So now let's have a look how this formula is going to work. So we want our Vlookup, vertical lookup formula, to be here. We want it to look up the item code in the table of information. Now the Vlookup function, as you can see down the bottom here, starts out with an equal sign, Vlookup. What to look up? We're going to look up the item code, which of course we're going to click on the particular cell. Where to look for it? We're going to tell Excel to look in this list over here. And what column in this list is the data I want in? Well, it's in the second column, not column H, it's the second column of that range of cells. And the last option is optional, and by putting something in here, and you'll see what we put in when we go through the function, it asks me, do I want an exact match or do I want near enough? Now in this case, we want to find in this list the exact match. So we start out here, this is where we want our answer to be, and we click the insert function icon. Now if the Vlookup item doesn't appear, what we're going to do is click the drop arrow here, and there's a category called lookup and reference. It's located in there. I've got Vlookup sitting here, and as you can see, here's the definition, similar to what I've got down here, except I've made it a little bit more simplistic. So if I just click OK. Now I'm just going to move this box up here so that we can see our data a little more easily. The lookup value I want it to look up is the item code, and you can see that it's got it dropped in there. The array or the location where I want it to look is list, and you can see that it's picking out the data on the right hand side. What column in this list of information is the answer I want in, and it's in column 2. And range lookup, the last one, is optional, that's why it's not in bold. And I'm going to type in 0. Now the other thing you could type in is false. So it will come up with an error message if it cannot find the item in the list. And we click OK. So now you can see here Excel automatically generated the function equals Vlookup. It's looking up B9, our item code, in the list of data, and it's returning what's in the second column. And it's looking for a perfect match. If you were comfortable with that, you could simply grab the fill cross and drag it down to fill all those down. Let's just say one of these item codes changed in this list here. So if I just change this so it's 44, watch what happens when I press enter. Because it's looking for a perfect match, it's coming up with an NA. So in that case, I could click on here, and if everything else is correct, you could then troubleshoot to work out what's exactly happened.